Hello, people of the internet. It is your boy Kishiwishi, and today this is gonna be a second part of a video that I made back on May 23rd. Yeah, I literally have my phone in my hand looking at it because I was like, I don't even remember what title that I gave that video, but this video is gonna follow the same pattern, same exact title scheme. The video in question is is toxic masculinity just men acting like women? So today our topic is going to be, is toxic femininity just women acting like men? And my whole goal of this channel is to just show that both sides of the issue are basically just taking the worst parts of the other side of the issue and presenting it as a good thing in themselves. I'll make a totally separate video to explain that specific thing because I feel like I need to articulate more on that. But for the case of today's video, we're talking about how toxic femininity could be attributed to women just taking on more masculine traits in men. And like I said per my last video, it's not necessarily the traits themselves are bad, but okay, let's take a step back. This is my belief, and whether or not you believe this or not does not really matter to me, but just bear with me. But tell me if this statement does not make sense by the end of this video. All of the bad characteristics of the opposite gender, I'm gonna say it again. Shit. All of the bad characteristics of the opposite gender, when one gender takes on those characteristics that isn't something that necessarily is, natural for the original gender, they tend to be worse than the opposite gender. And you're probably like, nigga, what are you talking about? So, okay, sassy men are more annoying than sassy women. Okay, you see what I'm getting at? Asshole men are less annoying than asshole women. Just think, okay, bear with me. Okay, what are the characteristics of a bad man? Like all the characteristics of a bad man. And this video should open some of your guys' eyes, because a lot of the traits that a lot of quote unquote feminists argue about that are characteristics in men that they don't like are sometimes, or not even sometimes, but most of the times, those are characteristics they take on for themselves. That's why a lot of the people in the red pill community say, oh yeah, the reason why a lot of feminist women are lonely now is because they took on the traits of the men they secretly want, but the men that they want don't want to date a man. So why am I gonna date a woman that acts like me, or acts like a man? Because it's like, oh yeah, being assertive, that's a very masculine trait, which isn't a bad thing, and women being assertive also isn't a bad thing. But the thing is, when it comes to women and bad behavior versus when it comes to men with bad behavior, and I know you guys are gonna be like, oh, you're so sexist for saying this. Shut up, bitch. Listen. I'm so sorry if I'm actually hurting your feelings. I'm just trying to be funny. But listen, when a guy's an asshole, he's just an asshole, right? It's like, okay, that guy's an asshole, he's annoying, get him out of here. Okay, and by the time the guy's done being an asshole, the moment's already gone, and you're like, oh, okay, that guy's a fucking asshole, and you move on with your fucking day. But when a girl is an asshole, and this is something that you can actually look up historically speaking, especially in terms of like white women and slave ownership, women, when they take on the bad characteristics of men, it's like they take on the bad characteristic itself, but then the added, like, the saying, hell hath no fury than a woman scorned. I'm pretty sure I fucking butchered that shit. But yeah, that concept, hell has no fury that like a woman scorned. Yeah. Let me not say bitches, because I already know I'm pissing you guys off. But women, when they do take on the more, aggressive, the more assertive, or like, I'm gonna talk up and say what I need to say, pump up my chest, they do it with a chip on their shoulder added onto that behavior. So like, whereas you'll see a guy who it gives the bouncer a hard time, but then eventually gives up because he knows, like, I'm a dude, the bouncer's a dude, and he's much bigger than me, I should probably fall in line, or this nigga's gonna clap my fucking ass, pause. Versus a woman who, in the same exact scenario, being a dickhead to the bouncer, because she knows that she's a woman and that oh, I can act the way I act and I'll get away with it. They do more. And the reason I'm saying that is, quick little history lesson. Did you know that white women, and I'm not saying women in general, this is a little distinction where, but like, women are not a monolith. Women as a whole are not a monolith. So yes, queen, yes, I agree. Not all women are a monolith. However, I believe, or not even I believe, but this is what the case very much is. White women are on the top of the pecking order when it comes to women in terms of like their place in society. And you know, the funny thing is, right after I'm finished recording this, I'm gonna make another video talking about it in a different light that's a little bit funny and like more beneficial for women of every other race. So be on the lookout for that. But white women, it's crazy. It's so crazy to think that as a whole, for many years, women were not allowed to own property, not allowed to own fucking bank accounts. But for some reason, despite women as a whole not being allowed to own anything, white women own slaves. Isn't that interesting? Look it up. Actually go into Google search engine. Don't use the AI overview, because the AI overview is probably gonna tell you some bullshit, so you're still rah feminism. But like, white feminists are the most biggest of fucking pieces of shit in my mind, because it's like, bro, you're acting as if you are an oppressed class. You're not an oppressed class. If anything, you are a part of the oppressors, because everything that the white men did, white women did it, but worse. There's literally historical accounts that when it came to slavery, the women that owned white, or not owned white, but the women that owned black slaves were more brutal to the slaves than the white slave masters. Because once again, think about it. A man who already thinks he's above everyone else doesn't really need to prove it. He already knows that. That's like the swagger. That's the shit that a lot of these feminists fucking hate. Like, when they meet a man that is actually the shit and he knows he's the shit, but he doesn't have to prove that he's the shit, it rubs them the wrong fucking way. Because women, and I'm specifically saying white women, because, but this, you know, it starts with white women, but the white women are brainwashing every other race of women to act just like them. There's just like, because of the fact that, oh, I'm a woman, and inside mentally, oh, because I'm a woman, I'm lesser than a man, so everything that I do is a bigger deal than when a man does it. Everything is them trying to prove a point. It's like, and I'm not saying this to generalize women as a whole. I'm just saying, like, the ones that take on the bad personality traits of men, and like, for example, oh, guys, it used to be a thing where the same asshole guys, the players, they're the ones that are known for having a high body count, right? Between a man and a woman, okay, they're both promiscuous as shit. Who the fuck do you think is gonna have a much higher body count? Exactly my point. A man who's a hoe and a man or a woman who's a hoe, you put their body count side by side, the woman is going to be doing raps around that nigga. Like, the amount of dick she's taken compared to how many holes that nigga's been in, it might be the entire length of the circumference of the earth in inches, my nigga. Like wow, this video's only been going on 8 minutes. I don't even know what else to add. It's just like, think about every scenario where a girl is acting aggressively. If a guy is acting in the same way, reality hits him a lot sooner, so he curbs his behavior much sooner. But because of how society is, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because, you know, women are quote unquote the weaker gender physically, when it comes to our roles in society, we all equally play our role if we actually know what our role is and play that role well. But yeah, it makes sense. Like, oh, and I used the same exact example to my girlfriend the other day, because I was telling her, like, oh, at my job, some of these once again, white women are like winking at me or like smiling and calling me my love or amor and shit. And she's like, oh, you should tell them don't call you that. Your name's not fucking amor. And I'm like, okay, babe, listen. You, as a girl, you're 5'2", 107-pound cute little Latina. if a grown-ass man comes up to you and is trying to solicit you for sex or attention, you have more than the right to act out as disgustingly and as aggressively as you want, because as a man, he was coming on to you and putting you into a position where you feel unsafe, right? So you as a woman, because you're in a position where you're more in danger, you have the right to act out the way you want to act out, and nobody's gonna look at you crazy because, oh, it's just a little girl, she's not gonna actually hurt anyone, she just was, you know, respect my boundaries, I'm a woman, don't come and try to fuck me just because I look cute and pretty. Like, nigga, keep it fucking pushing, I have a boyfriend. On the flip side, me as a big black 295-pound black man, okay, let me not lie, 5'11", some little white girl comes up to me and just makes a small gesture towards me that I caught on, because, you know I can pick up choosing signals now that I'm actually, you know, in a healthy relationship. The best course of action for me as a grown-ass man to do is just to politely engage into the interaction, but don't let it go any further, because the whole, and I know this video's going on into a different path, but I'm gonna wrap it up really soon. But the whole point of what I'm saying is like, oh no, I didn't even finish my thought, Jesus Christ. But like, me as a black man, if I acted out the same way that my girlfriend wants me to react to women, do you think that I would not be behind bars? Like, let's say I just turned to a random white girl, I'm like, bitch, I got a whole ass girlfriend, don't fucking, like, no. Because the thing is, this is turning into a different video. I'm gonna wrap it up really soon, I'm so sorry. But the thing is, women have this thing where they can use plausible deniability, because yeah, maybe the way she was acting was trying to come on to me, but at the same time, the moment I make a big fuss out of it, she can easily deny it, because it's like, oh, just because I looked at you and winked at you doesn't mean anything. Or it's like, oh no, I didn't even do that, what are you talking about? And that's the thing. The best way to put it, women are like aggressive little chihuahuas. They're so small and so cute that even if they bite the fuck out you, it's not even gonna leave a bleeding mark or a bleeding wound for you to want to go and put the dog down, right? But men, regardless if you're built like a 6-foot black man, but the way you're perceived in society, you're basically a pit bull, and you could be the most calmest, the most cutest, the most cherishing, the most nurturing of pit bulls. The fact that you're a big ass fucking pit bull and you bit someone once, and it might be a very valid reason, they might have stepped on your tail or like antagonized you, but because you are a big fucking massive pit bull and you bit someone, you're the one getting put down, while the little aggressive chihuahua that's biting every fucking thing that walks by just gets a treat to hopefully calm it down. Anyways, that's it for this video. I don't know if you guys gain any perspective on this or what the fuck I was talking about, but the next thing that I'm gonna go into is gonna be a little bit more funny, and then I'm gonna make another video where I expand upon why I mean by both sides of the issues hyper fixate on the other person's point, but kind of just like they okay, I'm just gonna end it here. I'm just rambling. It's fucking hot as shit in Florida. It's like, it's 93 fucking degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna kill myself. All right, peace.